I have a book in me.
This is my friend, my brother.
Thank you, Kelly and Oliver.
I'm a multi-award winning best-selling author.
If you want to start a new business, I suggest you write the book on it.
God woke me up at 2:30 in the morning and I wrote a book.
Some of you got books already. Some of you got novels already.
The lead generator is the book.
You write a book, you leave a legacy to your children.
And I hope you guys listen to these guys so they know what they're talking about.
What's up, everybody? I'm the publisher, Mr. Kelly Cole.
And I'm the writing coach, Dr. Oliver T. Reid, the relationship architect.
And welcome to another episode of Books-N-Brothas.
Brothers.
What's going on, bro?
Everything is everything. Everything is good. I'm going to think positive, speak positive, proclaim positivity.
Everything Gucci?
Everything is Gucci. How about you on your end?
Cool, man. I got cabin fever. I don't care what happens. I'm out of here next week. Next Friday, the 1st, I'm gone. I'm out. I don't care what happens.
Where you going? You rolling? You don't know where you going.
I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to see my mom.
Awesome.
I'm staying for the whole week for Mother's Day.
I bet you are going up to Shoutouts.
Shy.
Bring back a deep dish, bro.
I'm bringing back that deep dish. That Giovanni's.
Giovanni's, yep.
Bringing back that Giovanni's. But yeah, so, man, other than that, everything is going good. Still, just working, bro. Just knocking stuff out. I want to shout out my coach, man, Coach Marquell. Bro, I have so many consistent leads coming into my business. And for the first time, I feel like I figured out Facebook ads. And that's been something I've struggled with over the years. And like now I understand it. And you got to think long term. So I understand that it's all about getting the lead first and then converting that lead into a call.
Right.
So, man, my calendar has been full all week for, just people interested in getting coaching for book publishing, just running them through Facebook ads to my funnel. They're watching my free masterclass video, and then they're scheduling a call with me to get on the phone. So it's been great. Been on the grind, my brother. But yeah, so before we got on, we thought about this amazing topic, right?
Right. Fresh off the press.
Yeah, one of the things, like you said, is this is a great topic. Go ahead. You want to give them the topic?
Yeah. I mean, the topic that we have for you guys today is how to go on a book tour.
Yeah.
Whether it's virtual or it's physical on-site. We're going to give you the tips. And we're going to shut it down.
Dope. Good stuff. All right. You want to drop one first or you want me to drop one?
Yeah. Mine is going to sound redundant, and I say it almost every week.
Oh.
You can't do a book tour without a book. Get the book finished. I got to start there. Get the book
That's
finished.
Step one.
Get it published. Get it. All the things we tell you every week. Get the book done. First thing, if you want to go on tour, have the book done. Because I'll say this one disclaimer, and I'm sure you have people on the publishing side that have done this. People will set up a book tour, set up meetings, and set up engagements, and their book is not complete. Finish the book. Get it done.
You don't know how well you're preaching right now. Like, I have people who literally set up book signings and stuff, bro, and they have never hold their book in their hand. Like, they haven't even placed the order for their books. And how are you setting up a book signing? I've had several authors have book signing events, but with no books.
How does that even work? I know you probably told me to pull it off, but how does that even work?
I mean, the only thing you can do is do like pre-orders. Like, you could take a sheet and write down who bought it and how they paid, and then sign the book form, get their address, and mail it to them. That's the only thing you can do. But it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing as a publisher too, for an author to have a book signing or plan a book signing. That's why I always tell them, like, do not plan no book signing until you actually order your books. And if we're honest, in today's climate, with what's going on with the corona and stuff, and Amazon delaying shipping, I wouldn't plan no book signing until I got my books in hand.
Yeah, one of the things I did, man, to just be honest with you, I've been giving my book away free, and I have to ship it away.
Yeah.
And because shipping, man. People are getting their book. Some people just got their book. And I released that weeks ago. They just got it in their hands. And it's been about 2 weeks. Usually it's way quicker than that for getting things done.
Yeah.
So that's a very good point.
So the coronavirus is the thing that's holding it up. So I would not plan a book signing until I actually have my books on deck. Period. Point blank. Period. So that was a great point. All right, my first point, a way to set up a book signing, I would say start off with a list, making a list of cities that you want to go to. Right? Just make a list. I would make a list of cities that you want to go to, and preferably like look at them in order in how close they are to your region. All right. So this is what I did when I planned my first hip hop tour. I said, okay, I know if we go here first, so like we're in Bristol, we went from Bristol to Knoxville, Knoxville to Chattanooga, Chattanooga to Atlanta. Right. And I knew that was in a straight line because I've driven it many times. So make a list of places that you want to travel. That's my first tip. Make a list of places that you want to travel and that you want to go to. That would be the first step after you get your book done. And wait. I would start with my hometown first. So I don't want to leave that off. When you do a book tour, start off with your hometown first. Like that should be the first stop and the kickoff of your tour. But go ahead, bro.
Awesome. Love it. Starting at home, you got the support, you got the people there, your families, tasking them to come out and give, shindig. And a lot of times, man, it is a good momentum to start at home, because then you're not just meeting strangers, you're not just whatever. I would say for my second point, the most powerful point that I think that you need to keep in mind, in my opinion, is number 2 is being able to talk about it. Don't go do it. Practice talking about your book. Yeah. Practice what is your book bringing value to. Practice being able to get in front of one of the things we do a lot of times in our master classes. A lot of times we tell people you got to be able to believe in that product, but you have to be able to talk about it. I do a section where I tell people all the time how to trick your book. Yeah. And I'm not gonna go too deep in it, but one of the biggest things is that you got all these books on the corner. Yeah. And excuse me, I might offend somebody with this symbolism, but I'm just going to put it out there. You got all these books on the corner. You got everybody that has these sexy topics and sexy books. Yeah. But what is going to separate yours is how you talk about it, how you drive your point. Yeah. And piggybacking on that is when I say talk about it, the other part of that's the A side, the B side. If you go back to the disc, back in the day when you had a demo, you had the A side, B side, right? Yeah. The biggest thing you want to look at on the B side is then you got to get your book in front of people. So contact and look at that list, Kelly, till you create those cities. Find people in those cities that have a podcast, that have a radio show, that have whatever, so you can start talking about it and let that buzz drive you. If you get a lot of buzz in New York, then maybe you need to set that up in New York. Yeah. It's never guaranteed, but if you start building and people start getting on shows and you start getting a lot of feedback in the area, make that a part of your book stop.
Yeah, dope. Yeah. So being able to talk about your book, like knowing, like you said, who your target market is. And here's something to piggyback off yours. Like if you know you're going to a city, go ahead and reach out to the local TV station, the local Channel 5 outlet and news outlet. In most cities, I know like our city, we have a noon show that's always looking for content. Like there's never a time that they're not looking for content. And if you're coming to town and you having a book signing, is most of the time, if you just send them a press release and tell them you're coming, they most time can get you onto their noon show to promote your event. So awesome. Definitely good thing. All right. Step 2, I would say for me, after you make that list, like you said, I would think about who do I know in each city? Okay. Who do I know? And who knows who I need to know, all right? Now, I'm going to give you an example. Think about before this pandemic happened and, like T.D. Jakes will come out with a book. What did he do? All he did was call his pastor friends in each city and say, hey, let me come to your church on your Wednesday night service. We do a sit down, we do an interview, and I talk about my book, and that could be your Wednesday night service. That's all they did. And if you notice, they started to rotate. So when you come to my church when your book come out, you come to my church when your book come out, and they just rotated. So think about who you know in each city and who knows who you need to know in each city, and then you can begin to put your tour together.
Wow. I love it. I love that part of the rotation. We got the rotation going on. I think the biggest thing with I call this the big three, is that you have to also build a marketing strategy, which this guy that's on the other side of me can definitely help you do that to the limit. You got to have a strategy.
Yeah.
I'm still learning that as a creative. You can't just be a creative. You got to have a strategy. Kelly said in the open, giving shout out to his coach about how he's learning certain strategies. You never stop learning. And so my biggest thing about it is you have to find a strategy that works for you. Yeah. Right? There's a lot of social media platforms. There's a lot of things like that. But I would say, hey, getting on live, getting in front of the camera, especially this time. Even when, one of the things that me and Kelly do all the time, even when it wasn't a pandemic, we go virtual. We go visible. You got to be able to be visible. You say something that probably when I toss it back over to you, you say all the time, you got to be seen to what?
Sell.
You got to be seen to sell. So my biggest thing is that, before you start this tour, people got to kind of get a buzz or see you out in front of the camera doing a Facebook Live, doing pictures. I would say take people, another part of that is take people on the journey with you. Well, from the time you're thinking about a tour, you start putting that out on the tweet. If you're a tweeter, you start talking about it on YouTube. You start getting people build up that, hey, before your graphic come out or image come out about it, you've already been talking about it, or even saying, hey, what do y'all feel like? Yeah. Thinking about doing X, Y, Z and get that buzz going.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. You hit it on the head. You got to be seen to sell. Point blank, period. There's no way around that. You got to be seen to sell. This is a point. Another point, I didn't even think about this one, but I'm gonna share this. You made me think about that when you said you got to be seen to sell. This is one of my quotes too that I love. If you are afraid to buy, you're gonna always be afraid to sell. So think about how many authors' books are you supporting? Like how many people books have you bought? How many book tours have you supported? So you can't be a person who is never invest or give back or never sow into other people's books and expect for people to sow into your book tour or buy your book. So it doesn't work like that. So one of the things you could do to prepare to go on your book tour, support some other authors' book tours, support some other authors' tables when you're in the like you're in the marketplace or you're in the mall or you're in the flea market or wherever. Support other authors, and then other authors will support you. So think about that.
I love it. Because if you're afraid to buy, you'll be afraid to sell. Man, you always, listen, that right there deserves a rewind episode in and of itself just to get over that whole particular point. I would say my number 4, man, is this, man. My number 4 is that you're calling it a book tour for a reason.
Yeah.
When you think about a tour, don't go out on tour and just go to one city, right? And a lot of people get happy because you may be successful at that one city. Yeah. I'm not saying that it won't make you money, but the exposure, and I would say the exposure and favor is bigger than just making some money, right? To keep your book living. I've been out to places, Kelly, I'm sure you have, where I didn't sell one book. Or I may have sold one book one time, or it wasn't what I had in my mind. Right. But there was somebody watching at that event that lived in another state or lived in another place and said, hey, can you come out here? Yep. And I was open to that. And that was really where the goldfish was, right? And so you always want to say, I always say the power of the second connection. Yep. Me and Kelly connected off of a connection. If you start retracing the power of the second connection, which I have to do a book on that one day, then you'll start saying, hey, the person that introduced me to such and such is not even around. But we grew to this great relationship. If you start really doing that, you'll start seeing that there's power in the second connection that was greater than the first connection. So I always say one of the things that you'll see me and Kelly do, practice what we preach. We go to a city, we're probably going to hit another city while we're there or make some type of connection on the way. When we do a tour, we may be in Atlanta, but we probably bypass a small town and say, hey, we need to come here. You got to always think about how you can tour. Which means that a tour is multiple cities or multiple venues in that particular city There's sometimes I've been in one city, but I did 3 different events.
Yep.
We were in Atlanta one time. We did 5 different events.
Yep.
In like 2 or 3 days, we were like, good
Rolling.
rolling.
we was rolling. Great point, bro. And like you said, I thought about that the other day. Is like, oh, and it's so powerful because it connects to what you're saying. We connected because I agreed to come do an event. Now this is years ago, so don't call me. Think you're gonna get me for this price. But this is when I was just starting out. A guy basically paid me $300 travel to drive to Atlanta and a place to stay, and had me teaching internet marketing, right? So I would go teach these internet marketing things, and one particular night, there was only 5 people in an audience. One of the 5 people was a guy named Mo Stiegel, who connected me to Ty. Now, just think if I was like, no, this ain't enough money, I ain't going, I would have never met my brother and developed this amazing relationship and this amazing bond that we had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came from Virginia, and like you said, all I had then was my books and my products and stuff. But meeting and doing that event led to me meeting my brother. And we've, done things far greater than that 5-person event. Like, we shut some cities down. And like you said, when we went to Atlanta, bro, we did like 5-6 events in like 3 days. We were just boom, 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 boom. We was on the go, changing clothes, taking videos, doing podcasts. We was doing everything. And those, to be honest with you, those are the best times. Like, I love those times. Like, especially now being in this pandemic, bro. Like, man, I just want to get out, bro. I just want to get out. I want to do some stuff, man.
Yeah.
But so think about So here's another tip. Like, I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. Like, even if you started regionally, okay, in your city, think about how many places you can hit in your city and in your, within 30 minutes of your area. Like, think about how many libraries there are. Search Facebook for different events, like you can become a vendor at in your area. A lot of churches have vendor events. They have, fall festivals and different things like that where you can actually rent a table. And I've actually supported several authors that I've seen do that. And like, start thinking about this now. So like, when school starts back next year, churches are going to be having back to school bashes and stuff like that. I've seen authors rent out tables at those types of events as well. So think about all of the things that you can do. So get renting as far as vendor space and stuff like that.
I love it, man. Vendor space. You said something, I'm going to piggyback and go back to my last point, but you said something before, and it will drive me to the point I want to make. Is that you got to be able to sow into other people's projects. One of the quickest ways to get me, and you can test me on this, is if you say, hey, can you invest in my book, buy my book?
Yeah.
Why is it so important for me? Because I'm an author, and I wanted people to invest in buying my book. So I had several people recently, and I've been around those same people who hit me up. I get people hit me up all the time, but never bought one book.
Yep.
And so I had to now say, hey, I'm not buying that book. I bought 6 of your books. You haven't bought one of my books. Why? It wasn't that I'm holding a grudge, but the law of reciprocity says that you don't sow places you can't reach. I'll keep giving it to you. And so first time, second time, okay, cool. But at the same time, anybody can if you ask me, hey, invest in my book, I'm going to invest in your book and buy your book.
For sure.
Also say that's very, very important to lead to my next point is don't be afraid to go viral. So a lot of people are stopping now because, they want to go in person, they want to do whatever. I'm full, bro. I got to turn stuff down. I'm not even looking for opportunities anymore.
Yeah.
I work a 9-to-5 job. I do consulting. We do our thing on so many levels, but I have an inbox full now in my email of people. Can you come on to a virtual event? Yeah. I had a person hit me up today. Hey, mental health. I heard you wrote a book about mental health. I don't even know this person. It's going to be streaming through Amazon. It's going to be doing this, whatever, da-da-da. My biggest thing is because the reason it comes to me, it comes to Kelly, people who are like-minded like that, is because we sown. So don't try to think that your book tour is going to be successful.
Yeah.
Just because you put it out there. You got to always say, hey, I'm not afraid to change. Right now I'm going viral. There's a couple of things that I'm going to be releasing on next week that's going to just be viral, right? don't be afraid to change your standards of the way you think you should have it, because you might have it laid out. I love a traditional book signing where you can sit there and get questions and interview and talk to people. But at the end of the day, the same money that somebody cashed out me, the same money that I can get it in public. You can actually create an environment virtually if you put some thinking power into it and use the free streams that's already available to you. You can actually still be as successful than if you were getting in your car and to drive around. For
sure. All right. Great point, bro. I definitely agree. Don't be afraid to go viral and virtual, like do these things. And if you done what my brother said, like started, promoting and letting people know and going live and letting people know what you're doing and what you're planning, you'll begin to get some calls of people who want you to be on their show. So yeah, you could do this thing virtually, which leads to my next point. Especially in a pandemic, you don't have to do a physical tour. You can do a virtual tour. So think of a virtual tour is blogs. All right. And here's an easy way to do that. Go on Google and search for your keyword. So if your keyword is entrepreneurship, put in entrepreneurship blog. If your thing is relationship, put in a relationship blog. All right. And just contact the person that owns the blog. Hey, I just wrote a book about such and such. Would love to be featured on your blog. Is there any way we can make that happen? And most of the time they'll tell you yes, and they'll ask for, maybe a digital version or digital copy of your book. That's all you have to do. All right. Same thing. You can do the same thing for podcasts. Search Google for entrepreneurship podcast. Go to Instagram, search the hashtag entrepreneurship podcast, and just contact people that's in your niche and see if you can be a guest on their show. That's a great way that you can do a virtual tour. Like if I was you and I was setting up my book launch, I would do a 2-week virtual tour, try to set up a interview every night for 2 weeks leading up to the launch of your book. All right. That would be my next one. So do a virtual tour, blogs, podcasts, radio, TV. And if you haven't noticed, a lot of TV shows are doing webcam videos, interviews and stuff right now. Like, so just think about that too. A lot of radio is doing it too. Like the Breakfast Club, I see they're doing Zoom interviews right there. So, but yeah, bro.
I'm saying this is what you're saying. That's very, very powerful because you can actually look around. Even the news is doing it. The news reporters, everybody social distancing, they're doing Zoom, they're doing FaceTime, they're doing all different types of ways to get the message out. I would say too, the power. I've done several virtual tours in my life, and it was a paid service. I would say don't be afraid to pay somebody to put it together for you. Because my biggest thing, sometimes you can do it yourself, but Kelly said something that was very powerful. Who do you need to know? Right? It's a difference. I can do it, but who do you need to know? I know a lot of people. But who do I really need to know? And so it might be a specialist that you can do. Of course, check the price. Make sure you have everything on the up and up, and it meets your value that you pour in or exceeds your expectation. But I've done it, and when I've done it in the past, I say that I pay people, and they've done it, and it really has created a buzz of exposure. Not so much monetary, but I've gotten out of a radio interview or on somebody's blog post. Several other bloggers that came on and saw that post. Several other interviews when there used to be, remember what was that, the thing that used to be the radio? I used to have my radio show on. What was the name of that?
Oh, Blog Talk Radio?
Blog Talk Radio was big. You could just really, I don't know how big it is now, and the people are still doing it. I don't know, but if you can just go on Blog Talk Radio and they have a search engine that tells you, put in a topic, and you can just send them whatever. It's all different types of ways that you can do it. But that virtual tour, when I was a beginning author, it really helped out because it cross-pollinated for me. Because I was able to just be on one show, and it's kind of like a tight-knit circle.
Right. All right. So, good stuff. My last and final point, bro, if you got one more, you'll be able to share that. My last and final point is this. Why not do your own on Facebook, Instagram? All right. I have an author right now. They go on every night. They started April the 1st. So every night they go on at midnight and they read a chapter of their book and they discuss it with the people who are watching. Now, how powerful is that? He's sharing his Cash App in it. He's directing them he's putting the link so they can go ahead and order the book, and he's starting conversations and creating content. All right. Now, do your own. All right. And I'm gonna throw in this bonus right here. Do your own Facebook Live or virtual tour, and then but give them a call to action to come on a webinar with you. Okay. All right. Have them come on a webinar. And on this webinar, you're gonna teach whatever in your book. And at the end of it, you're gonna sell them into your coaching program or into whatever your big ticket thing is, so you can make some more money. Okay, does that make sense? So the bonus, sell them, talk to the people on Facebook Live, tell them to go register for a webinar. And in that webinar, you're just going to teach them whatever's in your book. And at the end, you're going to do a call to action and invite them to sign up for your coaching program. All right, that's the bonus, man. We're giving y'all too much. We are charging for this.
Too much.
All right, bro. You got one more. You got one more for them before we get out of here.
You know what? I just want to really say that the last thing that I would say is that the follow through is so important.
Yeah.
And I say that so important because I see people who do tours and you're supposed to be at this particular place and then it's canceled.
Yeah.
Now we do know there's unexpected stuff like us. We had book tours. We had whatever. You know, there's unexpected things that come up like the pandemic. Yeah. Just like we're committed to come every week to give you a podcast. It has not been easy. Yeah. But we have committed to this because nothing good, nothing great ever comes easy. I believe T.D. Jakes said this. He said, good is the enemy of great.
Yes.
So you want to be great. And so you can't just do good. Get a good start and just stop. Keep the momentum, and it's up to you to fan that flame. You know, a lot of people got publicists and all that, but I found out even with having them, it's still up to you as the artist, as a visionary, to fan the flame of your tour. And it's even been tours where I showed up and it's only one person.
Yeah.
Or maybe then it's something I showed up like, man, it's 100 people. It's 200 people. You know, nobody in here. You're going to still do what you got to do, make sure stuff works. I think the follow through, stay committed to whatever tour you have. And I would say smaller is better. You don't have to go to 50 states your first time out. You know, find a couple spots and do 3. Or do the virtual tour. Or whatever you want to do, make sure you complete it.
Good stuff, bro. We're gonna just end it right there because I had another one. Should I give him a bonus, man?
You should give him a bonus, man. You know you're gonna give it to him.
Gosh. So think about this summer, wherever you go. And I try to do this wherever I'm going. I try to do something in relation to my book or whatever it is that I want to sell. Just think about whatever city you're automatically traveling to. If you work in a 9-to-5 and your job has you traveling somewhere, think about how you can set up something at the mall or at the flea market or find a bookstore or a library or a school to go speak at and read your book to the kids. So, man, we're just giving out so much stuff. Last thing I'm going to tell you, contact a place and tell them, like a school or a nonprofit, tell them you'll come speak for free, right? And tell them all they have to do is just buy a copy of your book for the people that's going to be in the audience. If they bought 300 of your books at $15 a piece, that's $4,800.
That's a good day.
That's it. I ain't giving no more out for free.
That's a good day at the office. Giving them too much.
It's a great day. That's a great day at the office. I don't care what you say. And guess what? You're going to sell even more than what you sold to the school or the nonprofit beforehand. Guaranteed. But yeah, bro, that's it, bro. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in this week. Make sure you subscribing to us on YouTube, liking us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, everywhere that you can. If you want to book us for coaching or speaking, shoot us an email. Dr. Reid is a great relationship coach, and he great writing coach. I do marketing and book publishing. So if you want to book us to speak or for coaching, shoot us an email, books-n-brothas@gmail.com, and follow us and like us and share these podcasts. It may help somebody. Don't keep this good information to yourself. We would love to help you. All right. Anything before we give them our famous quote, bro?
Peace.
All right. I'm going to end with the famous quote. You don't have to get it right.
Just got to get it going.
All right. Thanks, bro. I'll see you next week.
Love you, bro.
All right. Later.
I have a book in me.
This is my friend, my brother.
Thank you, Kelly and Oliver.
I'm a multi-award winning best-selling author.
If you want to start a new business, I suggest you write the book on it.
God woke me up at 2:30 in the morning and I wrote a book.
Some of you got books already. Some of you got novels already.
The lead generator is the book.
You write a book, you leave a legacy to your children.
And I hope you guys listen to these guys so they know what they're talking about.